Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Yep.
Welcome to the first ever episode of Beats and Eats. I'm your host, Sammy Golem. On this show, artists come to my place for the purpose of collaboration. And well, we gotta eat. This week, I'll be making beats and cooking eats with my good friend, Jordan Hart. Jordan is an incredible performer from Edmonton, Alberta, with an insane voice. Jordan loves himself some pasta, so I thought this week we'd make Bucatini Amatriciana. The one, the only, Jordan Hart. It's so good to have you, bro.
See you, man.
So happy you're here, man. So, for those who don't know,
Yep.
you started in Edmonton, that's where you're from, but now you're living in Toronto, doing your thing there. What's that like, man? You still cooking pasta?
Good. I'm cooking pasta less frequently, but I'm doing a lot of rice dishes with my fiance, some make your own pizzas, whatever's quick but still healthy, you know what I mean?
So not eating out much?
Not really, no, to be honest. I mean, it's amazing when we do. The food there is incredible,
Yeah.
but it's also pretty expensive. It's like twice the price of something you get in Edmonton.
I remember that from visiting you.
Yeah,
So what's your spot when you go there?
I'd say that our main two are this sushi place that I can't remember the name of for the life of me, and this Thai place called Pai. Man, it's like the best Thai food I've ever had. It's so good. You love it.
Really?
You gotta come.
Okay, I'll check it. I'll check it.
For sure. Yo, you remember the last time you made this pasta for me? You were cutting the onions. It was like a particularly potent onion. we were improvising or something, and you were just like crying. You're like literally littering with tears.
Nobody on the face of the earth likes cutting onions.
No, 100%.
Nobody.
We could each do one, man. I'm down.
So tell us how you got started doing music.
As you know, I come from like the most musical family. Like all of my siblings, my aunts and uncles on both my mom and dad's side are incredible musicians. And when I was in high school, there was a singing competition, and my buddy dared me to enter. They called it ABJ Adel, and I was gonna go in there. If I made it past the first round, I'd be happy. I just wanted to like feel what it was like to sing a song in front of a bunch of people. I decided to sing. It was just a song about anti-bullying, and it was something that I kind of saw a lot of in this particular school. It was something I had experienced a lot of. So I just decided, you know what, there's gonna be a lot of people there, I'm just gonna sing this song. And I had the incredible experience of being able to finish that song, really nervously look up and see a lot of the people that I had experienced as bullies, like applauding and participating in that message and you know, standing up for it. And I was like, damn, this is beyond anything that I could have imagined the power of music to be, and I decided I was going to do it for the rest of my life.
So who are your musical influences these days?
Man, these days?
You gotta get to work here, man. Let's cut these into
let me
some
know what I can
cubes.
do. Cubes? You got it. These days, I mean, I just went on a couple of years of listening to like exclusively studying Bon Iver, especially Justin Vernon stuff. I've just been such a huge fan of the way that he is able to create a sound so unique and abstract, sounds for the sake of sounds, but yet no musical decision that he makes feels like it's just for the sake of making a sound. It all has so much emotional intention.
Well, it's really intentional,
and it's cool to like hear something that resonates so much with people, but is so unique at the same time. And it's just been a study in authenticity that I'd be really grateful for.
Okay, bro.
What's up?
This cutting though.
What? What am I doing
You're
wrong?
just taking your time. We gotta speed up. We gotta movement. We gotta get to the
I'm
music.
trying to tell stories.
All right, okay.
Chill with my brother, man.
Why don't I take care of this and you could play the fans a little something, you know?
Okay.
Did you do that?
Yeah, I'm down.
Yeah.
Bring around the rosy eyes a look inside. Behind all the posy, you can smell the fire. Clearing out the old trees, making room for light. Ashes, ashes, we all fall down.
Come on, bro.
Merry-go-round, we've been doing what we can. Merry-go-rounds, like clockwork, we got here again. Fire, 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 fire.
Hey. Sounds
like
so
that?
good, dude. Yeah, I
Thank you
know.
very
I've
much.
definitely heard that one and I love it. Well, you know what, man? This is making me just want to go into the studio. So
Yeah, I'm
I
down.
can come
Let's
back
do
and
it.
finish this later. Let's go.
All right, I'm in.
Let's go. All right, Jordan and Callan.
It's so good to finally meet you.
Nice to meet you too, man.
Yeah, he's gonna be helping us out as we work on Deep and Far.
Yeah, man.
So Jordan and I wrote Deep and Far together, like what, 6 years ago?
Something like that, yeah.
At the time, you were kind of exploring and finding your genre almost,
Yeah.
right? Tell us where you're at now with that.
Yeah, I think back then, I didn't even really know this, but I was still even trying to figure out why I wanted to be a musician. And I've sort of figured out, well, that will never be a set in stone thing that will never change. I figured out what it means to me right now to be a musician and my reason for writing songs and performing them. And so that's helped me really hone in on a sound. And as I said, I think it's something that's gonna grow for me because I've always been interested in different genres, but right now it's like I would call it like a indie acoustic soul or something like that, but it's kind of my unique take on that. So I would love to try to recreate Deep and Far within that new light if we can today.
You know, you go into a songwriting session and you sit around and chat for like an hour or so, like before you even start writing or whatever, you know? Because you like getting to know each other and all that stuff.
It's good that you guys get to meet and connect because I'm doing stuff with Callan these days. Historically, I mean, you have written so many good songs.
For sure.
You can't let that distance get in the way. We got to get back to that, you know?
I think it's a collaboration we've all been looking forward to.
Definitely, 100%.
Yeah, when I showed Callan your stuff, he was like, yo, you need to work with this
This
guy.
dude is insane. Yeah, this dude is insane.
Thank you.
You really found your sound.
Appreciate
You know,
that, thank you.
what would you say you'd attribute that to?
My whole life, my whole upbringing was sort of centered on pop music, writing, producing, singing. Even the way that I would perform was all kind of, even though I didn't really know it then, was an imitation of things that I had seen from more popular artists. And I took this last year after my friend introduced me to Justin Vernon to just study how abstract you could be while still being emotionally authentic. And so I took this whole year to, you know, invest in a completely different style and, you know, start to be okay with the uniqueness of what you can do with sound and how even though you might not be doing something that sounds sonically relevant to the times, it still resonates with people so profoundly. As soon as I had that realization, I kind of came to this place where I was able to write music, not because for any other reason than just because it was something I wanted to say emotionally, and through letting that lead, I feel like I found my sound, I guess.
Wow,
Yeah.
dude. It's like I always call like songwriting is kind of like a discovery, right? And in order to do that, you have to be in like the right headspace and be present, or else if you're not, you might just miss it.
So Jordan had an idea of like doing some like rhythmic kind of guitar. Well, I guess he already
Yeah,
said
I've
it.
got like a direction in mind for actual tracking. You
Let's
down?
track, yeah.
Ooh, that's dope. I like that up high. That's sick, dude.
I just gotta find a higher voicing for the E.
That's
Dude, just
crazy,
track that, dude.
bro. I mean, you could do the same voicing you're doing for that C, just change the C to a B.
And change this?
Yeah, to a just down. There you go. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, true.
Yeah, I'll just let you come
Yeah,
in
just
when you think.
honestly, just record it and like whatever you got. Don't even feel like you have to put it in its spot. You can always move it.
Earlier, you were talking about being authentic and to the sound, and you know, finding this genre that you connect with. And you really did take your time when it came to writing songs and putting together your album, your EP that I've heard a little bit of. Like I was saying, it sounds amazing.
Thanks,
Can you
man.
talk a little bit about that journey and what that was like to
Yeah.
discovering that sound?
Honestly, I took my time involuntarily. It was just a process of working with a bunch of different people the whole time. I never really considered myself a producer. I was always looking for the perfect kind of producer-songwriter fit. Every song I made was with the intention of sharing it. But for a bunch of different reasons, you know, money, political reasons, whatever it was, none of it got out, which was actually a blessing in disguise because after working with all of these incredible producers, I allowed myself to sort of hit the studio on my own, allow myself for the first time to actually think of myself as a producer. And using everything I learned from these incredible mentors that I've had, you being one of them, I was able to channel myself through the knowledge that they gave me. And my music isn't going to be as refined as if I hired the perfect mixing engineer or the perfect drum producer. All of its imperfections are lining up beautifully because they're all kind of coming from me. And I don't think that every album that I do will be like this, but this one feels like the perfect place to start because it's just so authentically, nakedly me.
It's so crazy. We turn this into
Haunting,
a freaking
bro.
yeah. We turn this into a cinematographer sample pack.
All my stuff sounds
The
orchestral.
individual tracks,
Yeah.
make some money.
100%.
Splice hit us up. Yeah. Sponsorship.
Spice Pack, Jordan Hart Spice Pack.
Yeah, exactly. Jordan Hart's Bleeding Heart sample pack. There's some solid ones in there.
All the water in the ocean can't compare to my devotion.
So let's talk about your voice for a second.
Okay.
You got this amazing voice, this amazing instrument, and I remember walking down the street with you one time in Vancouver, and I said to you, like, if you wanted to busk here right now and you started singing, like, what song would guarantee gather a crowd?
Right.
And you were like, probably some Ed Sheeran song, and you just started singing really loud, and people could hear you. And these three people were walking in front of us, probably like 20 feet, and this girl just went, like she got shot in the back by his voice. She turned around, she's like, dude, your voice! And I just burst out laughing. I just remember that was so great. But people are drawn to you, and they're drawn to your voice. And I know we've talked about this, you know, they hear your voice and they instantly hear the sound they hear it in, or man, you could sing in our band. Or do you feel like you became more guarded with so much interest and so many people wanting you to do this thing? Or you told me lately that you've been doing more stuff on your own.
Yeah, man. I mean, I've had the honor of being able to work with some of the best musicians that I've ever heard of, let alone met in my life. And I'm so grateful for that time. I think once I've had the time to explore on my own what I want to say and what I want my voice to sound like and things like that, and what I want to encompass it in, I think that I'll feel more comfortable to go back into those rooms and to be able to offer not only my voice as a vehicle, but my persona as an artist in collaboration with those artists a little bit more confidently.
Heck yeah. Yeah. Hi.
Where are you at for the kid? Yeah, bury it underwater.
Exactly.
That's where it belongs.
It's so nice, guys. Wow.
That's where it belongs.
We're just gonna do like a. Yeah.
Woo! That sounds
Right,
so
bro?
good!
I think when I was working on my voice, I was crafting myself stylistically off of what was popular at the time, and it just seems that whatever I have come up with as a product for my voice works with a bunch of different genres. And I think that paired with how I used to dress when I was younger, what I looked like and everything, just made a bunch of people have very passionate opinions on what they saw in me musically.
Yeah.
Which was exciting when I was younger. You know, I had a couple of different high-powered managers, investors, things like that had discovered me from a very young age and were applying a lot of pressure on me doing a very specific thing. And I remember at that time I didn't even really understand what was going on, but I was just sort of, you know, I'd be in conversation with one of them and they would have a very specific opinion of where I was going, and eventually I realized every single one of them had a different idea, but they were all, you know, this is the only way to do it. Trying now from this perspective to not put any like negative judgment on what they were trying to do, and I definitely don't hold or harbor any hard feelings towards them personally, but I know as an artist it was incredibly suffocating to constantly be surrounded by people's opinions, especially the opinions of those who had invested in me, their time and their money, and feeling a responsibility to hear them out. I put a lot of pressure on myself. There were nights I couldn't sleep over it, like, you know, lots of sleep, tons of tears, like hard on myself for not being able to be whatever these people wanted. And also, I think the biggest thing, which I didn't even realize at the time, was just this gut feeling that this isn't where I want, this isn't where I'm supposed to be, this isn't fulfilling me, this isn't worth it.
It's funny that creative process when you're collaborating is a little bit different, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I know for me, like when I'm writing songs, like I might bring an idea and then like present it to you and let you take it from there. Lately, I have been trying to go inwards, say what I want to say. It may have been years of writing songs before I even ever asked myself that, right?
Yeah. I think something that I may have noticed, and I'm just riffing on this, is that if I want to write like about a really concise thing, the song has to come out of me before the production happens, because the production distracts from it for me. And then if I'm trying to just like catch a vibe like the songs that we've made, then it's usually like what we've done, where we'll create like the landscape very distinctly, and then we'll start to just sort of riff over it, and we don't even know what the lyrical concept is yet.
Being inspired by that.
Totally, yeah.
Let's go, okay.
All right, dope. Last take on the vocal.
Yes. Come on, bro, just give it all you got. We already got goods.
All the water in the ocean can't compare to my devotion. The depths I go to discover how deep and far is your heart. We're surrounded by all this silence. You break through it in ways that I can't. Lend your voice now so I can find you. How deep and far, how deep and far.
So you perform a lot. You busk, you do these corporate gigs, you put on shows, and ever since I've known you've been performing like crazy. And even before you had a ton of your original stuff, you do covers, play multiple genres, and like I can't help but think like performing means so much to you, and it even fuels your creative process.
Sure, yeah. I mean, I've been really lucky to have the form of performing that is busking, because busking has taught me more than any lesson, because you're performing on the street. The people that stop have chosen to stop. It's not like they've paid admission to get there, so they don't have to stay there. They have no reason to stay. They have no reason to stop at all. And so I used to go through these formulas where it'd be like, okay, so you start with this song, and then you go to this song, and this song, and this song, and this song, and then you climax at this song, and you stop there. You know, I actually like literally write these set lists out for myself. And over time, I figured it out, right? I got the key. This is what you need. And over time, after enough of these experiments, I realized that what song I was singing had nothing to do with it. The only thing that mattered to people was that I was genuinely feeling the things that I was singing about. And so if I was going out there and I was, you know, feeling hyped up because the Raptors just won the championship, then I would go out there and I would sing party songs, because that's how I was feeling in celebratory songs, and people would feel that I was feeling that, and they would stop. And the people that weren't on that wavelength at that time would be able to just walk on, which is the beauty of busking, right? And if I was feeling subdued or sad, I would go out and I would allow myself to sing those things, which I didn't think was okay at first. Allow myself to be sad and to sing, you know, healing songs about things that I was going through, and lo and behold, a huge amount of people would stop that were going through that same thing, or maybe needed to hear that, or whatever it was that resonated with in that moment. All that mattered to people was authenticity.
Wow. So how do you measure success now? How does Jordan measure success?
Right now, I measure it by how fluidly I can be in a moment at any given time, and how authentically and potently I can be there. That's 50% of it, and the other 50%, or I'd say that's 40% maybe, the other 60% is how much somebody else feels that. And you know, it's like any language, you can communicate something, but communication doesn't really happen until the other person receives it. So I'd say it doesn't matter to me how many people come out to see the shows. All that matters is that at least one of those people genuinely see me, like really see me. You know?
Wow. Well, dude, thanks so much for being here.
Yeah, man.
Thanks for writing music with me again.
Dude, of course.
Thanks for collaborating. Yeah. Thanks for being my first guest. Well, should we go and eat?
Oh man, let's please.
You ready to eat?
I'm starving.
truth. Try it out. On a scale of 1 to 10, how many Mamma Mia's you giving this?
Mamma mia, mamma mia, mamma mia, mamma mia.
Dang.
Mamma mia, mamma mia, mamma mia, mamma mia.
Mamma Mia! Mamma Mia! Nice, bro. I like it. Well, I also want to give you a chance to let the folks know what you got cooking.
Cool, man. I mean, I'm a musician, and I'm gonna be a musician for a long time. If you'd like to follow along and see if you like my music, you can follow me at Jordan Hart Sound. It's Jordan, H-A-R-T Sound, and Instagram's the best place to follow me.
Awesome, dude. These are some good eats. We definitely got some good peeps.
100%.
You know what we're missing? Good beats. Let's go, Cal. Hit it, baby.
And if you want,
Hey.
Loving this, man.
This is a vibe. This is a vibe. You gotta put this out.
I will, man. I will.
We can't wait, bro. We can't wait. Thank you so much for coming.
Dude, thank you for having me.
Of course. And thank you all for watching. Please stay tuned for a new episode coming up soon. And not only that, we got new beats and new eats. Thanks, guys.
I can tell you're full of wonder. Teach me how I can discover every breath you breathe, every step that brings me closer to you. If you're feeling it for the first time, if you are, this won't be the last time, 'cause you've waited for so long. Follow